Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am the Ink Northerner and this is a supplemental pickups video to go along with the live one that I did at the start of the month with Chillie. I know, there's no set sort of agenda as to when I do pickup videos, but I try to sort of have one a month. They're probably going to slow down a little bit because I need to concentrate on doing some work stuff. So I've got a couple of exams I need to pass. So I'm going to be maybe slowing the YouTube videos down just slightly, just so I can get these exams passed. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, as well as the live pickups that I did with Chillie, of the stuff that we got when we were out, I've picked up some more stuff. I received a wonderful gift from a fellow YouTuber. I've done a deal off a swap shop, and I went out on Sunday. Couple of weeks ago with a couple of other tubers who I'll get to when we're discussing it. So let's start first off with the wonderful gift that was sent to me. So the YouTuber who sent me this gift was Geordie Gaming. So he knows I'm collecting for the only on Xbox stuff at the minute on the OG Xbox. I will eventually go back and get the ones that I'm missing that I'll play, but I definitely want the only on Xbox, and then I'll work from there. Much the same as I only want the backwards compatible for the 360 and so on. So he sent me a message randomly one day out of the blue, showing me a copy of this game and asking me if I had it, and I didn't actually have it. And he said, right, I'll send it to you, mate. I've picked it up. He must have picked it up as a duplicate. So the game in question is Mech Assault. So it's a mech game. That's about as much as I know about it, if I'm honest. It's you play in a mech, but what I wasn't expecting was two other wonderful items that he put in for me. So first up, he sent me this amazing. It's printed, but it's kind of a hand drawn. Freddy, let's see if we can get some better light. Fridge magnet. Now I'm not sure where I'm going to put this because I don't really have anything metal to stick it to that I'm aware of. Maybe one of the steel books might take it. I don't know. But it came in this big envelope, and I was like, well, what's he sent me? Because I was only expecting him to send me the game, and then that came. But he also sent me this amazing Freddy Krueger figure. Now Mark knows I'm into my films. I have been looking at some of these NECA figures, and Mark has kind of got me started. I've just come up with an idea for my next tattoo, in that I'm going to get some different horror icons done in a traditional style. Freddy would be one of those. And yeah, it just sent me and said some little bits for the games room, which is ace. Absolutely fantastic. I wasn't expecting it, and it is greatly appreciated, Mark. So let's move those out of the way. I will make sure that when I eventually get round to doing my room tour, once I clear up some of the crap that I've got surrounding me, some of these empty boxes and stuff. The problem is of having space. I can't take over another room, my missus will kill me. So when I eventually get round to doing the room tour, I'll make sure I'll make sure that people know where I've put it in the room. I've got shelves up here, like I said in the past, that I need to sort out so that I can get things on there properly. So that's the wonderful gifts. Oh no, sorry, that's not the end of the wonderful gifts. He also sent me this BioShock steel tin. Now I actually have a BioShock steel tin ready to go on display, but I'll keep this one. I'll keep this one with it probably. I'll probably display them sort of together. So where I was going now that I've remembered that part, I've got bad memory at the minute. Let's move on to the swap shop deal. Now I did a deal with Fob for some Game Gear games. Now I don't even own a Game Gear, so people will be asking, well, why are you picking Game Gear games up? It is the only console handheld that I want to own now that I've not got. I've got pretty much everything that I want now apart from a Game Gear, and I'm hoping to try and find one. I've been contemplating buying one that's already capped and buying an uncapped one and trying to recap it myself just for some practice. If I do, I might make a YouTube video on that. Anyway, you don't want to hear me rambling. Let's talk about the games that I got from Fob for the Game Gear. So there are 10 of them in total. There was 11, but one of the other YouTubers on Swap Shop said that they wanted it and it was missed, so I sent that over to that person. So let's start with just randomly. So what did I get? I got Castle of Illusion featuring Mickey Mouse. Get it to focus. There we go. Shinobi. So some of these are played on the Mega Drive, but not on the Game Gear. Columns. Everybody needs a copy of Columns. I actually love Columns. I love the music as well. Chuck Rock. I got Wonder Boy. James Pond 2 Robocod. Rob did send me 2 copies of this one game. I messaged him and asked him if he wanted it back. He said no. Just keep hold of it. And this is Sega Game Pack 4-in-1. I don't know anything about it, but there was some of the others that I was interested in more. So like the Castle of Illusion, Wonder Boy, and you know, pretty much majority of the ones that I mentioned. And then finally, the last 2, I got Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So again, I've not played any of these on the Game Gear, obviously not all in one, but I will eventually pick up a Game Gear. So let's move on to the YouTubers that I met up with and we went out. So I met up well, start a story. I was on a bootlegger stream around Bruce Lee. Got to bed after finishing chatting to people, maybe about 1 o'clock, and rather randomly Pedro the bootlegger started a voice chat which woke me up at 6:30, which was great. I fell back asleep, woke up, and then I decided that I would surprise Eddie Rollercore and Russ the TheRetroBear, and I thought Dana was meeting up with us as well, but that came later. So I messaged Al and said, look, do you mind me tagging along? And he said, no, you're more than welcome. So I drove down to Hales Owen. We went to Vintage Gamer in Hales Owen. I think it's Vintage Gamer. Yeah, it is. And I got some pickups there. So in fact, we also went and met up with Dana after, and we went to see, you know, what Dana's storage and stuff. So I picked up some things from Dana at Danster. Let's discuss what I picked up. So I picked up, don't want that big thing to fall. I loved this game when I was a kid, and when I saw it in the lockup, I asked Dana, you know, what do you want on price wise for it, and he did me a great deal, so I've grabbed that. And he also did me a deal for Fear Effect. Now this is the American case, but it is the British game that's in it, the PAL game. I wanted to play Fear Effect anyway, so it wouldn't have bothered me. It doesn't bother me about it being the American case. I like it actually, and I'm pretty sure this is the last thing. If not, the other things will be in the pile that I'm going to go through next, but I'm pretty sure this is the last thing that I picked up. And I picked up this amazing arcade stick for the OG Xbox. Now it's got great buttons, and the joystick, as you can possibly hear, is massively clicky. It feels absolutely amazing. I'm going to love trying to get some of these OG games played with this. So yeah, those are the bits that I picked up off Dana. So right, let's pick these up. So I went to Vintage Gamer, and I didn't go with the intention of spending a lot of money. I didn't go with the intention of spending much, to be fair. But when you're out with Al and Eddie, it seems that you spend more than you're planning on doing anyway. So what did I find there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the stuff from there. We went to a CEX as well, and I got 2 games in the CEX. So let's start off with the OG Xbox that I picked up in there. I picked up a copy of Celebrity Deathmatch. Now I know it's not only on Xbox, but I was interested to see what it was like. Great condition game. The disc is in great condition, just with some fingerprints. So yeah, and then I can't remember if this was from there or not, but I don't think it was. I don't know. It might have been. I got a copy of Ford Racing on the OG Xbox as well. Again, decent condition, you know. So yeah, that was the original Xbox. I then grabbed 2 PlayStation games. The first one being Heavenly Sword, because I'm trying to go for the only on PlayStation. And even though this doesn't say it's only on PlayStation, I'm sure it was one of the earlier games, and it is exclusive to PlayStation. If I am wrong, shout at me in the comments. I also picked up Mod Nation Racer. So I had no idea what this is like. It looks very like an interesting kart racing game. So yeah. And then when I was in the queue, I spotted behind the till that they had a load of loose 64 carts. Now, as we know, I'm not interested in the Nintendo cardboard, but I do like the carts. So I picked up a copy of WWF Warzone. I also picked up WCW Mayhem. Now, I did ask if they had any other wrestling games in there. They weren't sure, but they told me they didn't have No Mercy, which I was fine anyway. I'll pick No Mercy up at some point. In fact, I might already own it actually. But I've ticked off one of the games that I actually wanted to pick up on the 64 again, and that is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Probably, along with Link to the Past, my favourite Zelda game. I love Ocarina. So I've got a load of these, but I've run out. That's why they're not in them. Just as cart protection. And then again, stood in the queue, spotted a box for this, and I was like, well, how much are you doing this for? And they told me, and I was like, sound price, I'll take that, great price. I think it's 12 quid in CEX, and I got it cheaper. And I picked up a Super Game Boy. There are a few Game Boy games on my list to get, and I will try and get those sorted. And then in the queue, stood there whilst Al was and Bear were going through the masses of games that they'll have picked up, and Eddie spotted this next thing, and he's like, "You should get it. Let's find out how much it is first." So the guy told me, and I just said, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." I managed to pick up a SNES Everdrive. Now, this is in a Killer Instinct case that he was telling me, so the black case. My intention is to get a label made for it with probably the ignoring the logo and the lettering that a fellow tuber designed from that you see on my channel. And yeah, so I just picked that up. I'm getting a build done from one of the other guys, and I might start doing some SNES videos, because I've got the Retron Trio, the Trio, so I can record off of that by HDMI. And then we left the Vintage Gamer and we decided we'd go into Hillsborough Town Centre, and went to their CEX. And there was a couple of things that I'd picked up in their CEX. Now, the first thing, I actually had 3 games in my hands, and then Eddie mentioned that he probably has one of them, so I don't mind showing the prices on these, it's not an issue. First game up I picked up was Dirt 3, so this is again for the backwards compatible. As you can see, it's £6. And then stood and Eddie handed this game to Al. I think Al said he had it, and I wanted it, so I picked up Ni no Kuni 2, Reverent Kingdom. I quite like Ni no Kuni, so I'm hoping that the 2 is good as well. So that was it from the little trip to the Midlands. Right. The rest of the stuff is charity shop or CEX pickups that I've managed to stock up. Let's start with some Nintendo. So I went to a local charity shop. It's British Heart Foundation, and the games are all generally £3. And when I was in there, I spotted these in the rack. I was like, right, they're mine. So I managed to pick up a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl for £3. I haven't checked, but the last time I was checking, I think it was maybe about £10–12 at CEX. It might have come down. And then I picked up, this one was £4. I picked up Mario Kart Wii. So the reason I picked this up is it's complete. I have 2 copies of it that are not complete. So this is complete. Even has the safety book. It has extra innards, so complete, and the discs were in really good condition. And then, in fact, I remember what happened. So I picked this up, and it had a copy of Wii Fitness in it. I think Wii Fit or Wii Sports, one of the two. I was like, right, and it didn't have Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so I was gutted. And I put it back in the rack, and then I went and back through, and I saw that there was the copy of the game that was in there. So I picked that up, and I was like, and I opened it, and lo and behold, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was in there, and the wrong game was in. So I swapped them round, and I now have Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So let's stick with Xbox, and we'll go. I do have PlayStation before everybody switches off because we're on Xbox. We'll go old to new and then do the same on PlayStation. So I have a copy of Tony Hawk's Underground. I quite like the Tony Hawk's games. I do have this as disc only, and this was charity shop pickup. It was cheap, so I thought, well, why not get it? I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't mind the Tony Hawk's games. Then 360. So it's an Xbox Classic, but I'm not really too fussed. I just wanted the physical game. I've managed to pick up. The only problem is it doesn't have the map, which is a bit of a gutter, but never mind. I have picked up Grand Theft Auto 4. I then spotted this at £1 in the charity shop, and I think it's about £10 in CEX. Saw the pink spine. I was like, yeah, we'll have that. Picked up Forza Horizon. These are all for the backwards compatible set. I got Tomb Raider Underworld. I think it's Rob, Essex Retro Gamer, that likes these Tomb Raider games. Medal of Honor, Airborne, again complete. So I bought 2 copies of this. I got one in CEX and it wasn't complete, and then I picked up another on eBay and then took the one back to CEX and got my money back. I picked up Left 4 Dead 2, fully complete. It was a lot cheaper than it was in CEX as well. I got Left 4 Dead a couple of months ago. Grid 2. Not into my racing games, but the graphics on these ones look pretty spot on. Battle Stations Pacific. I got Grid Reloaded, again Xbox Classics. The Classics doesn't bother me. I know some people it does bother. This one isn't backwards compatible, but I got it purely for the steelbook. I didn't get this in CEX. This was dirt cheap in cash converters. I picked up 007 Quantum of Solace. It's the collector's edition, so I don't know what extras the collector's edition came with. I'm not really that fussed. I do have the game already. It came with a bonus collector's disc that'll have some stuff on it. It's a display piece for me. It looks good in the slipcover. You can see. It says $9.99 on here. I can assure you it wasn't. It was £1, I think. I think it was in my what was my local cash generator that's now CGX. And then we'll go on to original Xbox. So original Xbox. We'll go on to Xbox One Series X. So these are all games that I've been looking to play or are pretty easy G, and I like the look of some of them. So this one isn't easy G, but I wanted to play it, and I wanted to wait till it was fixed. I picked up a copy of Cyberpunk. So I got this in the CGX place that I was talking about. It was £17, I think. I believe they put it up now. It's $19.99 in the case that they have. And I quite like my point and click adventures, and I quite like the Broken Sword series. And then when I spotted that Broken Sword 5 was on Series X, Xbox One, I had to pick it up. I loved the first Broken Sword. I loved the second one, so I've played the third one. I haven't played the fourth and the fifth, so I've got that. And then I spotted this, and I liked the artwork that was on it. Now, I don't really know much about it. I like the setting and I like the artwork, and it's Ken Follett's The Pillars of Earth, so you can see the cartoon style artwork. I don't know whether I can get it to focus properly in the light. And I just liked it. I liked the look of it. This is the complete edition, so it includes chapter 17 and then access to all the additional ones. It may well be that I don't actually have access to them then. Oh, chapters 1 to 7. Yeah. Oh, so the disc does give me access to it. Yeah, I must have read that before I picked it up. So yeah, it sounds like it's an episodic story game. So we'll see. I'll save that one to last because that looks like a big Game Al style game. There is a game that I have double dipped on in this, and you'll see. I'll explain why. I don't know why I picked this up. I think I wanted to play it. I've got one of them on 360, and I'm sure somebody told me it was a decent-ish game and really easy to complete. So I picked up Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion. Yeah, so Enchiridion. So it'd be a take on Caribbean. So I know nothing about Adventure Time other than it's Finn and Jake, and I believe it started off like as a kids cartoon, but has then moved into more of an adult based cartoon. Played this one digitally when it was on Game Pass. It may still be on Game Pass. I'm going to need to eventually replace the case for it because somebody seems to have sliced through it. But the game in question is Indivisible. This is a great little sort of Metroidvania style action game where you play as an Indian girl, subcontinent India, and you have powers, and you effectively absorb people's souls, and they all live in your head, and they can all talk to you at once. And when you go into fighting, it's like turn-based style fighting, and then you build your powers up and you can access other areas and things. It's a great game. If it is still on Game Pass and you've not played it, I highly recommend that you play it. And then I don't know what possessed me. I think I was going through a big Game Al phase. This is by the same people who released the Adventure Time game, so I'm assuming it's another TV series, and that is Ugly Dolls: An Imperfect Adventure. I have no idea what made me pick it up, but I am going to play it, and I might even potentially stream it. I don't know yet. Right, so we'll move on to the PlayStation, as I know some of you like the PlayStation. We'll move on to some PlayStation 2. So, first up, I picked up a copy of SSX on Tour. I don't know what it's like. It's not a game I'd played on the PlayStation 2. I am in the process of sort of paring down my PlayStation games to games that I will definitely play. Some that I maybe will, so I'm going to try them, and if I like what I see to begin with, I'll keep them, and then I'm just going to get rid of the rest. I then spotted this in a charity shop, another charity shop pickup I think, and I just grabbed it because I liked the tag team one, and I've picked up Crash Nitro Karts. I like my kart racing games. Not a patch on Mario Kart, but it still looked like a decent game on the back. And then I picked up the original God of War. Now I have the remasters on PlayStation 3, but I wanted to grab God of War for the PlayStation 2 as well. Again, it wasn't an expensive pickup from memory. I'm 99% sure I didn't get that from Dana, but part of me now thinks it might have been. If it was, then thank you very much. PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So, I have been a tit. I have been an absolute muppet. I'll explain in a second. So, PlayStation 3. I picked up MotorStorm Apocalypse. It's the only on PlayStation MotorStorm title. I did get 3 things in CEX. I'll explain why in a minute. Honestly, absolute fucking dickhead. I also got a copy of The Witch and the 100 Knight. This was cheap, and I remember somebody telling me it was really good. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Chillie. So this is why I've been a muppet. I picked DJ Hero 2 up. Now, that's all well and good, you might say, but do you spot my problem? I only have the Xbox decks. So, like a tit, I now have a copy of DJ Hero that will be a donor case. Oh well, it was 50p. It's not like I've been out and spent hundreds on it. So I got this. It's a day one edition of a game. The game looked pretty good to me. Then spoke to, I think it was Eddie, and he basically said the game's not very good, but I picked up a copy of Dust Diver, the day one edition. It looks alright. I'll give it a go. I also picked up another Tales game. I picked up Tales of Berseria. I like the Tales games. They are good games to play. They are very long, but I don't mind them. And finally, why will I maybe stream this game? Or how will I maybe stream this game? I picked up Ugly Dolls and the Imperfect Adventure on the PlayStation 4. I picked it up on the PS4 originally, and then Ross at Bohoho told me that it was quite an easy completion. It's just a collectathon. So I thought, well, you know what, let's get it for the Xbox and get the 1000G on that. I don't try and generally double dip games, but you know what, I thought, well, stuff it. It wasn't massively priced. The PlayStation 1 came as part of the 3 for 2 in game, along with Indivisible and Broken Sword, and then I just thought, you know what, let's grab it. So that is the last pickups for the month of May. Now, June is my birthday month, so I'll probably do some more pickups towards the end of June. But then I'm going to try and start getting through the games and try and introduce some different content onto the channel as well. I've got some ideas that I'm gonna try and get through. But yeah, that is the pickups for May. So there's my live pickups that I did with Chillie, and then this lot. All that's left for me to do is thank you for watching. I've been the Ink Ordinary, and I'll catch you on the next one.